Hey, what's up, everybody? John Hoover, AllSooners.com, along with Ryan Chapman, Randall Sweet. We're outside Gaylord College today doing the stand-up, the post-Venables stand-up outdoors because the weather's so nice, and frankly, I screwed up the audio earlier. I will fully admit. This is better, though. This is better because tonight we got to talk to players after practice. I think we got to talk to 5 or 6 players total. We got to talk to, Andrew Rame, Jonah Laulu, holy cow.
Marcus Stripling, Rondell Bothroyd,
yes.
Key Lawrence, Gentry Williams.
Gentry, yeah. I forgot about Gentry. So I thought all those guys were really good. Got questions off to most of them. We'll try to analyze it in a succinct manner for you. Ryan, let's start with what Brent Venables talked about today with the Oklahoma running game and the running backs. And what the heck, why are you using 2 guys one week and then they never see the field the next week? And then the 2 guys that didn't play last week, they get all the carries this week. What's going on there?
Yeah, we'll actually start with, he was asked a question about it, and then a follow-up question. I think it was Ryan Aber of the Oklahoman, and we'll start with the follow-up, because I thought that was the goods. Brent Venables basically asked, what happened last year? I was like, oh, Eric Gray existed. And Brent Venables basically said, yeah, because he's separate, and they're looking for somebody to separate themselves so far. That hasn't happened. So with no one separating themselves, Brent Venables basically said he's going to continue to rely on DeMarco Murray, the running backs coach, to evaluate what's going on in practice and what's happening there. When you get back to Brent Venables' coach's show on Monday night, he talked about that they were ramping up guys coming off of injury. He didn't say the names, but that's Javonte Barnes and Gavin Sawchuk, and it means that they can't give them full reps in practice, things like that. And so for now, it's going to be who performs in practice. That's who you're going to see on a game day, because Brent Venables said it's hard to play 4 running backs over the course of a game. So I like it, hate it, Sooner fans. I think you're going to keep seeing running back roulette based on what's happening Monday through Friday on that practice field right behind us.
So one of the things that's going on with the running game is they're not clearing space. They're not getting, the running backs don't have a ton of space, whether it's Tawee Walker, Javonte Barnes, whoever it is having a tough time finding enough creases to get in there. I talked to Andrew Rame about that tonight. What has to go into that? And he talked repeatedly about it's just knowing who to go to, knowing where to step, knowing where to put your hands, knowing who to block, who's your assignment. Is it that linebacker, or is it this nose guard right here? Is it a combo block where you reach both of them? There's a lot that goes into it. One thing he emphasized, though, it's not that they're not being physical. He feels like that they are being physical at the point of attack, at the line of scrimmage. That's something that he's pretty happy with, and they're going to continue to refine it as the running backs become identified. I know Brent Venables said today at his press conference, it's hard to play 4 guys as running backs. That's why you have a 1,000-yard rusher and then a bunch of guys usually. Randall, let's talk about the defense. I wrote a story today about the defense and how this this defense has come so far, and yet Brent Venables was like insistent. We got a long ways to go.
Yeah, I mean, on Saturday in the postgame, he was asked if they were dominant, and he said emphatically no, that they are not dominant. But I think Brent Venables did concede that they have made improvements, but he said that really to see how much they have improved, they'd have to look at the whole body of work at the end of the season rather than analyzing where they are right now. And I think Jonah Laulu tonight kind of echoed that sentiment. He said that he and the defensive line could feel a lot of the improvements that the team has made, but that they still know that they have a long ways to go, and that they're working towards that. They're not getting complacent. That was the word that Jonah Laulu used. And I think that coming into the year, we talked about how easy Oklahoma's schedule was. So far, they haven't played any world beaters on offense, and I don't think that that defense will really be tested until they play the Longhorns in a few weeks in Dallas, and then we'll know, I think, a little more how real that defense is.
Yeah, Ryan, you talked to Key Lawrence tonight. We both did, and some things stood out to you about his interview tonight. I got about 3 or 4 questions out, and he answered some of them. He was excited about the answers. A couple of times he was like, yeah, I don't really want to talk about that.
He didn't want to talk about the depth. I just don't think he really understood the question. But something that Brent Venables talked about earlier on Tuesday, go watch that video at AllSooners.com, but about having fun, and that if you're enjoying what you should do and what you're doing, you should be able to have fun too. And Key Lawrence was asked, are they able to have that fun? He said, yeah, basically it's because in year 2, they know what they're doing in this defense. You're not having to sit there in the back of your mind and be like, what's my alignment? What's going on here? They're just able to play free and free-flowing. And I think, guys, that last year we saw a team play with 2 kind of pressures. One, a pressure from the fan base of the fans are saying Lincoln Riley this, it doesn't matter, we need to go out and prove that, but also the pressure of learning a new system. This year they're playing with an edge of they want to right the wrongs of last year, but also offensively, defensively, it's their second year in the systems. They know it. It's Key Lawrence's second year with the same head coach through his entire football career. Playing free, playing fun. That's especially with the secondary and those linebackers look like they've done through 4 games.
Check out the story I wrote this afternoon at AllSooners.com. Missed tackle numbers are way down. I went all the way back to 2018, which was Mike Stoops' final year, Ruffin McNeil's year. 2019, Alex Grinch's first year. The numbers of missed tackles are down. The third down percentage is down. Everything is down. I know they haven't played anybody yet. I know they've got one of the softest schedules in the country and frankly in school history. It just is. It is what it is. But they're taking care of business. Guys, last year we would have seen a lot more missed tackles against Tulsa, against SMU, against Cincinnati. We're not seeing those. We're seeing those one-on-one tackles. We're seeing gang tackles at the football. That's progress for this defense.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that I think Brent Venables even kind of talked about that they are getting a lot of hats to the ball. You know, they're really rallying. I think we've heard the term a lot of population around the ball used by Ted Roof earlier in the year, and that's evident from week to week. I think that in previous years we see some of these one-on-one plays in the open field are maybe result in missed tackles that go for 70 yards instead of 7, and that's now becoming more of a less of a common occurrence. I mean, and again, against Texas, if the Sooners can kind of continue that performance where they're making they're playing sound on defense, they're making the plays that are there for them to make, then I think that again that's when we really know that they've turned the corner this season.
AllSooners.com is where you're going to find comprehensive coverage all week, including tomorrow the All Sooners podcast. Got some good news coming on that pretty soon. Stick around, don't miss it. AllSooners.com. Player interviews, coach interviews, press conferences, pregame stuff, postgame stuff. We got it all, guys. AllSooners.com. For Randall, for Ryan, I'm John Hoover. See you guys.